It's Catherine Michelle, as you know. I decided I'm going to jump on the coronavirus bandwagon. There's just some things that I want to stress to a lot of people. I've been hearing actually from a lot of not only other YouTubers, and I am not picking on Richie from Boston, okay? Although he says this a lot, and he's pretty much what has prompted me to make this video. But understand, I really respect what he does. However, I think he's gotten some pretty bad advice. And not just him, but a lot of people. You see, like Dr. Drew, these other people who are going around saying, oh, the coronavirus is just the flu. Everybody's panicking. They're all just being crazy. And okay, I want to ask the people who are pushing that out there to please just stop. Just stop. The coronavirus is not just the flu. It is a serious disease at this point in time. It is affecting and killing a lot of people. Now, does that mean that the neighborhood you live in is going to have to be shut down and you're going to go on lockdown? No. But be grateful if you're in a country, that is doing the best they can to protect you. Whatever it is that they feel they need to do, be grateful for that. We do know that this virus is highly, highly contagious. The R naught is pretty high. So in some cases, I believe it could be up to 6. So anywhere from 2, 3 up to 6. And so that means that in the general flu could be 1 to 2. So you can see how this is far worse than just the flu. So in other words, that means that, and plus with the flu, you generally aren't contagious until you actually have symptoms. And then, you know when you're not feeling well and your body aches, you better stay home because you could give it to somebody. With this, you won't even know you're infected and you're passing it along. That's what makes this so virulent. That's what makes this a little bit more important, and you should be on your toes a little bit better than just the regular flu. So with the coronavirus, COVID-19, let's stick to, because the coronavirus is multiple viruses. That's just a family name or a type of name for this particular virus type. The COVID-19 is a coronavirus, but there are multiple coronaviruses. So I should probably stick to COVID-19. The best thing that we can do to take care of ourselves is to wash our hands. Keep your personal hygiene really well. Keep your hand sanitizers handy. Use them. Wash your hands. Don't touch surfaces and then touch your face. Don't touch a surface, especially if you're out in public, and then go and then, put your hands in your mouth or rub your eyes. That's how this virus is spreading a lot of times. I'm not saying it's the only way, it's not. And I'm by no means an expert, but I do know medical stuff. And I take any doctor right now who is telling people, oh, this is just the flu, go take a Tylenol, you're going to be fine. I really think they need to lose their medical license. Think about this, people. The families of those who have died from this virus, ask them if they think that taking precautions is fear-mongering. Ask them that if closing down your neighborhood or whatever, if it's in your neighborhood, if shutting that down and quarantine people is just draconian and just way overboard. Or is it just fear porn to keep the rest of the community from being able to access the stupid grocery store? I guarantee you they're going to tell you no. They lost their loved ones to this disease. It's not a joke. It's not funny. And don't make fun of people who are trying to prepare. Now, does everyone everywhere need to start wearing masks? I don't know. It's not for me to say. But just yesterday, where I live, it was actually, I saw the first couple who actually were walking around wearing the surgical face masks, which those aren't going to protect, they're not going to protect you from the virus. It just maybe protect, stops whatever you're spitting out to getting out into the air, but it still gets through because you're not covering up your whole face. Another topic. But anyway, I saw that and I'm like going, well, at least they're doing what they feel they need to do to keep themselves safe. I saw another story, and I'm not sure, I think it was Austria, I can't remember, but this older gentleman was wearing a gas mask and buying a whole bunch of food, and even their media was making fun of this guy. That is so wrong. You know, this virus kills and attacks just about anybody, but definitely kills the vast majority of people with compromised immune systems and compromised health. And so nobody knows that man's medical history. I guess he had just gotten out of the hospital or something. So why did their media feel it necessary to make fun and attack this man? To me, the people who do stuff like that, y'all just need to go away. It's not okay. And the doctors who are going around saying, you know, people are overreacting, it's just a flu, it's just a flu. How are they maintaining their medical license? Is Ebola just the flu? Is SARS just the flu? Is the Zika virus, which was always so overrated? Yes, that one definitely was overrated. But still, was that just the flu? You know, try to tell that to the mothers whose children were born with very small brains or no brains. You know, it's not just the frickin' flu. So let's stop that right here and now. And understand that to be prepared is a good thing. To be ready is a good thing. To panic is stupid. No matter what, you never panic. Even if it's time to panic, you don't panic. That's how things get all messed up. Like, for example, here's, you know, I take whatever doctors say with a complete grain of salt. There are very few doctors who are actually deserving of their title. And remember, not every doctor who is a medical doctor graduated at the top of their class. There are a lot of doctors out there who got C's, okay? They didn't pass with A's. Like, for instance, I had a friend who broke his arm, broke his radius and his ulna on an ATV accident. So I'm at the hospital with this young man, and he so happened to have had a friend who just graduated or had just finished their residency, I think, as an emergency room doctor. So this ER doctor is like sending texts going, you know, hey, what's going on? Can you send me a picture? So I'm like, okay, here it is, compound fracture, closed compound fracture. Here's the photos. And they're writing back going, well, what do you mean closed compound fracture? I don't see anything. I'm sitting there going, wow, really? You're actually working in an emergency department? This is what I'm thinking. And I'm like going, it's a closed compound fracture. We'll send the x-rays when we get them. So the x-rays came through and they're right back, but we don't see anything. What do you mean? We don't. And I'm like, I'm looking at this young man and I asked him, I said, are you sure they're a doctor? What part of closed compound fracture do they not understand? And I to this day, it still boggles my mind that this ER doctor didn't know what a closed compound fracture was. Wow. I'm telling you, if I ever find out that this person's in an ER I'm gone. It's like I will walk out and take my chances with somebody on the street. I'd probably survive better. But this is what I mean. Just because someone has the title of MD or doctor or whatever after their name, please don't take their word as gospel. And, you know, I respect Richie from Boston a lot. I watch a lot of his videos. I think he's a guy that has a good heart, even though he calls himself an asshole with a laptop, which, yeah, I won't go there. And maybe he is an asshole. I don't know. You know, Maya Angelou always says, when people tell you who they are, believe them. So if he's telling us he's an asshole, maybe he's an asshole. I don't know. But still, the fact still remains is that he says he has doctor friends telling him, oh, it's just the flu, just, you know, use hand sanitizer and you're going to be fine. That is dangerous, very dangerous, to not only to that person, but who could they then be spreading it to or coming in contact with or not being vigilant of their surroundings because this doctor then just gave them some really bad advice. Now, I don't think we should panic. please don't panic. And I don't know if I've already said this. Sorry, sometimes I repeat myself because I don't remember what I say. Old age coming into play here. But be ready, be vigilant, keep your personal hygiene up. If you're not used to washing your hands, start. Don't touch surfaces outside and then touch your face. The times that this virus actually lives on hard surfaces can be anywhere from a few hours to maybe, I don't know, several hours a day, maybe more. So don't panic, but don't discount this. And people keep going, oh, but they were saying, they threw out all these hysterias over all these other viruses, and this is just another thing just to get everybody all hyped up. Could that be? Sure. Somebody said, don't let don't let a tragedy go to waste, or something like that. But anyway, that is not what I see happening here. This virus is real. It has killed a lot of people. It is highly virulent, but you can lower your chances of actually getting this by taking simple precautions, being clean, be cognizant of where you are in society and those around you, and then act accordingly. That is what we should all be doing. But please don't discount this. Don't just and don't panic and start hoarding food. And if you feel you have to go buy face masks, which the jury's kind of out on that. Some of the statistics prove that it may be helpful, but a lot of statistics are proving it probably doesn't matter at all. So, because you can cover your face up, but if you're outside and you're bringing that virus into your home and then you still touch something and you wipe your face, you're still going to get it. So, a mask may or may not help, but if you feel you have to go out and buy it, don't hoard it. There are a lot of other people, if a person's going to go in and start hoarding and buying up all these masks, what good are those if you're going to allow the rest of your community to get sick? You're going to get it anyway. So just be smart and be logical about your approach to this disease. But again, it is real. It is happening. It is deadly. And a lot of people have died. And those families are suffering because they've lost loved ones. So let's not discount their suffering by going around spreading the rumor that this is nothing but the flu. Because it's not. It isn't. You just have to look at the statistics and look at the numbers to realize that this is not a simple flu. So there you have it. And that's my 2 cents worth. So lots of blessings and good wishes to Richie. So I don't want anybody to think I'm bad-mouthing him. I am not. Like I said, I really respect the man, and I think he has a lot of good things to say. But on this one, I'm on the exact opposite. I differ completely with what his doctor friends are telling him. And I'm putting doctor friends in quote, not because I doubt that they are his friends. I question whether or not they're real doctors and where they graduated in their class, because that is just bad medical practice. A doctor should never cause panic, but they should also never discount someone else's suffering. You just don't. So just, again, okay, I'll stop talking. I'm going to start repeating myself. But just be ready, be prepared, keep yourself clean, and support those who are actually dealing with this right now. And if they have to live in a draconian type of existence at this moment in time, then it seems to be working. If by keeping people isolated, you isolate people with all kinds of diseases. And yes, they go into quarantine because you don't want that spread. And right now it may seem draconian because of the vast amount and the enormity of the quarantines, but sometimes that has to happen. And I am in no way advocating FEMA camps and all that other stuff, and everybody needs to go, live out in the middle of an island. No, that's taking things overboard. But to self-isolate, self-quarantine, if you even suspect you've been around it, I think that's just good common sense. Let's all be sensible, let's all be logical, and let's face this with a good, clear mind. Have a good day.